Stephanie Wilson-Coleman, the Empowerment Doctor. I believe that each soul is jam-packed with every single thing that it needs to be successful. I believe that no matter where you find yourself, that you can overcome. I believe that you have what it takes deep inside of you to be a winner. See, it's not over until you say it's over. Get ready for this adventure towards success. Dream big.
Tomorrow's gonna bring a change. The message remains the same. Everything's gonna be alright.
Greetings and welcome to A Sip of Inspiration. I'm Stephanie Wilson-Coleman, the Empowerment Doctor, and I am your host for tonight's show. Tonight is a special show. As you all know, that once a year we do a glam show. So we're going to do our Glam Inside and Out show. This show will be loaded with tips about how to take care of your hair, your makeup, your personal care in your body. Also, as we know, and as I always say, what's in the inside comes to the outside. So we're going to talk about tips to take care of the inside. We're going to also cover the list of do's and don'ts for 2014 that we don't need to do again in 2015. We're going to look at some before and afters, and we're just going to have an absolute wonderful time. And one of my favorite actresses said, if you want to see the girl next door, then go next door. And we're going to teach you tonight how not to be just the girl next door. Joining me for tonight's show are three of my favorite friends and part of my glam team. On my left is Edria Brown, and I'm going to tell you a little bit about Edria, and I don't want to get it wrong, even though she's been taking care of me for years. She has been in the personal care and lifestyle industries for many, many years. She started off as a nail tech, and with more than 20 years in business, she has done nails from little old me to some of the people that you see on even some of the reality shows. She's also a professional organizer, so she can help you turn messy closets, cabinets, and rooms into beautifully arranged, comfortable spaces. She didn't put that on her bio, but she's also wonderful in the arts and crafts. So if you want to glam up something or make something look beautiful, she's the one that will help you there. Her newest venture is a health and wellness venture, and she's in good health. However, she's working toward winning the battle against weight. So that's why wellness is so dear to her heart. So Edria, thank you for joining me again this year.
Thank you for having me. I love this show. It's always so much fun.
She helps me stay together for all of my events. So she's behind the scenes and you don't see her a lot. So it's kind of fun to have her in front of the scenes. Now next is Lauren Ashley, who is kind of new to my team, but you know, it was a quick love affair, let me tell you. Right. She has been captured, she just doesn't know. Lauren is a makeup artist. Her company is J'adore Makeup, and she's recognized as one of today's most professional, innovative, and creative makeup artists in Chicago. She is affectionately known by her clients as the miracle worker. That I can attest to, okay? She began her makeup career when she was in high school, and she designed and created makeup looks for all of her friends, and she's still doing it. She attended Tennessee State University, where she lovingly was called Miss TSU. And as she pursued her academic career, she continued to adorn her friends with her artistic abilities. What she doesn't know is she could never get out of it. She's worked as a beauty consultant with cosmetic companies such as Smashbox, Bare Essentials, Estee Lauder, Benefit, NARS, Armani, and of course, Chanel. Now, one of my quotes from Chanel, I was watching a movie and the girl was going to cry, and they said, no, go ahead and cry. Let it out. It's really cleansing. And she said, I would, except my eyelash, my mascara is Chanel. Don't get that right. She works in all facets of the cosmetic industry, from film to television, bridal, beauty, educational work, and she has been everywhere across the world traveling to do makeup. So welcome.
Thank you for having me, Ms. Stephanie.
We're going to have fun, let me tell you. And then this is Danielle T. Waters Pippian. She is the hairstylist extraordinaire. She has actually started cosmetology and doing hair since she was like 14 years old. And the joke is everything in her house had a haircut. We're talking Cabbage Patch dolls, stuffed stuffed lions, you know, elephants. They had bushy hair. By the time she finished with them, they had bangs and a nice even haircut. So she does all things hair. She graduated from Dwight D. Eisenhower High School, and she went to Pivot Point International Cosmetology School. I am proud to say that the hairstyle that I am wearing now needs to be done by a Pivot Point person. It's a Pivot Point hairstyle, so I can't do this on my own, okay? But she does it all of the time. She recently opened up a shop, a Total Hair Experience Salon, and her slogan is, "Where healthy hair is the style." And I love that because she does specialize in that. She's done a lot of print work, Salon Sense magazine, Upscale magazine. She's done television, A Sip of Inspiration, of course, with Stephanie Wilson-Coleman, and she's done for the Champagne Connection. So I want to thank you for coming.
Thank you, appreciate it.
She too is behind the scenes for me, so thank you for coming out in front of the scenes. And I'm going to nicely place these bios over here so that I'm not fiddling with paper, okay? And we've got some before and afters for you guys to show, so when the studio gets those queued up, they'll let me know and we'll go through those, try to help you create some nice everyday hairstyles, easy to maintain hairstyles. But we're going to start, as I promised, with the do's and don'ts. So what are your pet peeves? What do you see that people need to stop right now?
Stop thinking that split ends are hair. It's not hair. Okay. Trim your ends. It will grow back. I promise you it will. It may not feel like it, but split ends, it's not hair.
Okay,
it's
so release your split ends,
Yes.
lady. Release the split ends.
That's the beginning.
Okay? And if you have a problem releasing the split ends, I can help you with a little exercise that will help you release the split ends.
Yes, just the trimming the ends and cleansing and moisturizing. That is the biggest. Those are the biggest things that women need to continue to do weekly or bi-weekly, but it's a must.
What about you?
You know, I think one of the don'ts of 2014 is eyebrows. It's a lot of sculpting of the brows going on, and that's totally fine, but I think the blending of the top part of the brow, which is, you see a lot of people who have that light up there, that halo.
Oh, right, up here, okay.
Yeah, right up there. That has to go. That has to go. And brows are, brows are in right now because everyone, it defines the face, it shapes the face, it gives your face the features. So I feel like the brows are most definitely important, but the highlight, it has to stop. Like, it has to go.
Just stop with the highlight up here.
Stop with the highlight. And it's fine to have underneath the brow for a highlight, but on top, no, not good.
Okay, not a good look.
Not a good look.
Okay, all right. Stop. Okay. And Andrea.
Don't think you got a pedicure in June and it is supposed to last you until June 2015.
Right.
If all your budget can handle is every other month, then do that. You have feet in the winter. Get something done to your feet, male and female. Male and female, both. Everybody, make it a family affair.
Yes, yes.
And if your nails are as long as your fingers, ladies, I don't mean to insult anybody, but cut them back some. You'd be amazed at what kind of look it would change to give a change to your hands. But pedicures for everyone.
Yes.
Okay. Pedicures for everyone. So I'm a firm believer that we have feet in the winter.
Yes.
So I get pedicure all year long, and I get my color and polish on my toes even in the winter because I want my feet to look cute to me.
Yes.
Totally.
Yes.
Okay.
Slothing, I know that's a big.
Oh yeah. Yes. If nothing else, get a foot file from one of your drugstores, and just as my mother said, get the husk off. Now my great grandmother used a tin tub and a butter knife, but she worked in a laundry. Very simple woman, but she got that tub out every week, and she got the husk off the back of the meals. And like you said, moisturize and drink plenty of water.
Yes.
Lots of water.
In water, it will actually help in all of the aspects with skin and healthcare and makeup and hair.
Definitely.
Water is the main facet for all of it.
Yep.
Gotta have the water. That's gonna solve the majority of the problems. Drink the water. If you have to flavor it, lemon, cucumber, do something to change it up so that it's not so bland, but do something. You need it needs to be in the routine. Yes.
Okay, drink water. Whatever you have to do to trick yourself, do it.
Yes.
Drink water.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
And drink about how much water?
64 ounces, I say, a day. If you do a lot of fruits and vegetables, then you can cut back on the water because the water is in fruits and vegetables.
Okay.
But like somebody who does a lot of salads, definitely they're getting their water. But just drink some plain water, whether you like it or not. Just drink a glass. Have some water.
Just drink water. Yeah.
And you know, people don't know about water though. A glass of cold water actually stimulates you. People normally go for coffee when they're falling asleep. Go for a glass of cold water. It has the same effect as that coffee, but it is much better for you than the coffee. And you'll go much longer if you just drink some water.
It's simple. It's simple, but it seems harder than, you know, most people. Oh well, no, I do drink water. And there are people that drink a lot of water and still can't flush. So then that's when they started getting into more the health and wellness and starting to do cleansing, and then that will start to change even more of the body process and chemical breakdowns in the body. And you'll notice the shine in your hair, the shine in your skin, all of it will start to change when you cleanse. So if the water is just not an issue, then cleansing will also help.
Okay, that's cool. Now, you know what, I had a flashback about an earlier conversation, and that's that bonnet. That bonnet?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. We want to be done with the bonnets, right?
Yes, that's a don't.
You know, my girlfriends here are going to be mad, but I kind of like the bonnet for one reason. It's uniform, and it's not scary as some of the hairdos I see.
True.
But they have multicolored ones. How are those for you?
And that's why it becomes a problem. It's not supposed to match your outfits because it's bed clothing.
Okay.
Yeah, bed clothes.
It's bed clothes. Like your pajamas are bed clothes. You should go no further than the front door and answering in bed clothes. Bonnets, pajama bottoms, half a t-shirt. All of that needs to stay in your home. Please.
With your house shoes.
And definitely your Tweety Bird house shoes and your Tweety Bird pajamas that that is not for the grocery store. That is not for report card pickup day. That is for nothing but your house.
It is understandable in some cases of coming out with it, but when it's become your wardrobe, like you put it on, like when you put your coat on, like let me get my bonnet and my scarf. No, then it's too a part of the actual outfit. No, then it becomes that becomes then a problem when people know you by your scarf. When it's like, hey, that's Rochelle with the scarf. I mean, don't, or with the bonnet. She's all That's the only problem I have, because I think we lean towards you throwing that on instead of getting your hair done or finding another facet of a hairdo. Right. Ends split, a good ponytail looks good. If you have your ends trimmed and it's nice and neat, a ponytail can look good. A nice face on, you can still make the look work. But do not continue to come outside with that bonnet on.
I guess you're right, because then they'll get the flip-flops with the flowers and match it to to the bonnet, and then we got another hot mess going on.
And then add the eyeshadow to match the bonnet.
That's right, eyeshadow. So if you're still, what do you say to the women who are still matching their eyeshadow with their clothes?
There's nothing wrong with it, but I feel like it needs to be some type of a contrast there. Okay. Like if you're wearing blue, or I'll take you for example, you have on your red today. I use the gold to kind of pop your eyes. Having red on and red eyes, that's a little bit too much going on. Okay. You want to show just a little difference in your looks, like a contrast.
Okay.
So,
I think we had a picture up, a before and after picture up. Can we bring that back, and then we'll have, here it is. This is a hairstyle. Danielle, this is one of yours. Let's talk about that.
This is just a partial installation of a sew-in.
Okay.
She wants the fullness and the length. So we gave her the length in the back and the sides, but in the top still gave her versatility if she wants to do a part in the middle or the side. So just another installation showing just difference in what you can kind of do with your weave. Some people think, oh, I have to do the whole head, and this young lady actually particularly is thinner around the sides. So you don't want, we didn't want to touch the sides in the front, so we just gave the back and the illusion of more length when she actually has her own length at the top. We just kind of elongated it a little bit.
So the object is to blend your hair into it if you can.
If you can, yes.
And to not cover
the whole
head.
area,
Okay.
because that's where you find a lot of women nowadays. The biggest issue is losing the edges, and that's because of too much tension and weight on the edges, and then not getting it done in enough time where the edges then start to go back because of the pressure. So now leaving those areas out and then just concentrating on where the hair is actually fuller is better stimulating for the hair, because then you give the hair a chance to grow and breathe, but then the hair that is thicker and fuller, you get a chance to protect it at the same time.
Now I know you use several products that help you protect the hair. So
Yes.
how do they work?
Depending on what we're doing, if you're going to do a glue, then there are different bases that we put on the hair and the scalp to actually protect them from the actual tearing of the hair when you go to release it from the scalp. Then there are different threads. Silk threads are a little bit softer. A lot of people use the cotton threads when they're doing sew-ins, but using nets will to protect the hair and less tension. You have something else to actually pull on instead of the hair and the cuticle itself. You don't want to snatch and pull it from, its actual, but that's what a lot of people do. A lot of people, they're tearing the hair as they're doing it at the same time without those protective covers on there.
Now, how often if you wear weave, how often should you visit the hair salon? And leave that slide up, because I like to talk about short hair. So,
I suggest, if you're doing a long installation, I suggest maybe once every 2 months, giving time in between for the scalp to grow and the hair at the roots to give a little give.
Okay.
When you first braid the hair down and you tie, you actually have a lot of tension to it. So it takes about 1.5 inches to a half an inch, depending on your growth pattern, for your hair to grow. So about 2 months is enough time to leave a little give in the hair before really needing to go in and retighten, or if you have other areas that may become loose. But I wouldn't go further than 8 to 10 weeks.
Okay. Now, tell us about this one.
This young lady is a two-tone color. She's short, but she actually does a high blonde. A lot of black women do the blonde, which is fine when you go with your skin tone. The reason I show that actual picture is because we actually do a halo effect where I do 2 contrasts of a honey blonde, and then on the tips is a lighter, more of a ash blonde. But it's to show that black women can wear color and have a relaxer. This particular young lady had just had a relaxer, and it had her color service maybe 6 weeks prior. So that's where you get the actual shading from the darker roots to the ends. But you can have it, and you can have hair. It's your timing. You can never do your chemicals too close together, but you can also, and I want to say she's been wearing that color maybe about 17 years now. And we constantly cut and taper and just keep doing it. But the thing is still trimming the hair, trimming the ends, and making sure that your consistency and you're not overlapping your chemical services.
Okay, cool. I tell you, I learned a lot. See, I just show up. Okay, show up. Danielle does what she does. I usually sleep through it.
Right.
Down, she's real good at doing sleep hair.
Yes,
real good at doing
yep,
that.
yep.
And then I wake up and it looks like this. It's like it's really cool. Okay, we've got another picture.
This young lady, actually, it was a 3-part, I believe. She went from extremely long past shoulder length hair, and she wanted to do a change, and we just did a couple of shots. This is actually the end result, and she was shoulder length, and we actually brought it up to a medium size bob. The other pictures kind of actually show from beginning to end, but this was an end result, and she was happy as usual, just kind of trying to change her look up. So she does it a lot. She grows it out really long down her back. We cut it off. We donate it to different charities, and we just keep doing it over and over again.
Cool. That is really cool. Oh, is this the long hair?
Yes, that's how she started.
Okay.
That's how we started. She had very long, extremely long past shoulder length hair, and then we just get to chop.
Okay. Oh God, that's got to be fun.
Yes.
That's gotta be fun. Okay, cool. Now we have one more, and then we'll switch over to makeup from here.
Okay, this right here is also showing texture.
Okay.
A lot of people are scared with their children converting over. Oh, should I give my baby a relaxer? Oh, what can I do? This is a three-part step of texturizer. This young lady actually had all natural hair that is completely natural, no relaxers ever. The next step that we went to right here is after we texturize it. So that was just breaking the texture down. Still, you can kind of see she has a wave pattern. She still has the texture. We just kind of took the puff out of the hair. Okay. And then at the end, we just went and just did a nice silkening to it and a nice little bob wrap. And your children can still go. And I probably do that maybe once or twice a year on her.
Okay.
And so you don't have to, your child doesn't have to, but continual moisturizing, shampooing, conditioning can let your child still feel like they have that, you know, nice silky long hair without actually losing their texture.
Okay. Now, while they load up the pictures of before and afters on makeup, here is one. I want to kill the myth that Black women cannot work out because of their hair.
Yes.
I hear that people don't go to the gym. I go all the time. And I tell you, I just put a pin in it.
Right.
A clip, literally.
And that the biggest thing with the misconception of working out is timing yourself. Knowing when you have the time to work out, to relating it to when you know that you're going to for your next hair appointment, or when you plan on doing your next hair shampoo and chemical service for yourself, that you actually time it out. Okay, you know, you do a harder workout the day before, or you know, that day of, before you actually go into your stuff. That way you still get it, you get the workout in, and you still can feel like yourself. Now, there are other women that sometimes there are a lot of women that don't know how to do anything to their hair. Then you and your hairstylist need to set up weekly appointments. Look, well, we figured this out between your workout schedule. And that is
I do weekly appointments.
And that's how you cut that misconception. Or once every 2 weeks. Like I said, a good haircut, clean style. You can wear a ponytail, a nice even ponytail. You can make it through the week, for the rest of the week with that. If you have a shorter hairstyle, having a good haircut by a professional stylist, being able to mold it and just wear it in a nice flat wrap style where you can still go to work and feel like you can maintain. And sometimes you may have to have your stylist teach you a couple of tricks on what to do, how to pin curl your hair, how to put a clip in it the right way so that, you know, it doesn't mess up or it'll fall back normally, or when to put that bonnet on when it's the appropriate time to wear that bonnet during the workout.
Okay. All right. Now, let's switch to makeup. I love playing in makeup. How young, or what's a good age to start your children in makeup or teenagers in makeup?
I'll take me for an example. I was 15 when I started. And I think that's a good age. I was only allowed to do like brown eyeliner and mascara versus black eyeliner, so it's not so harsh. I did a little powder, just to even out the complexion a little bit, but not too much. So a powder, just very lightweight, brown eyeliner, and maybe like lip gloss. And that's honestly all 15-year-olds need at that moment.
Okay.
Yeah, for that.
Exactly. So here's before and after.
Okay, so actually this is one of a prom girl that I had this year. Her you can see I did a natural look on her. She has little just under eye. I'd use some concealer just to brighten her up a little bit. Her eyes, I use more of a gold tone for her lids to kind of bring it out. She has a warmer skin, so golds are also more darker complexions. For her cheeks, I just use like a little rosy, and then just like a neutral pink lip gloss, which is very nice. And I think I added a pair of lashes on her, and so just like very natural. Like it was just easy to do because she was a cute little girl. So I had fun doing her. Yeah.
And she still looks like
she still looks like her. Yeah,
it's
like not like a drastic change, like a transformation. It still looks like her, but it just enhanced her a little. You know.
The eyelashes that look like the cow.
Let's talk about the eyelashes. That,
yeah.
And I mean, there's different types of lashes. The ones that you're referring to are the thick ones that are very dense.
Right.
And
she is so kind.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm not a fan of those. And especially a lot of women, they just wear the lashes by itself, so all you see is lashes. Like they need to put liner over the lashes to blend it in a little bit to make it seem like you don't have lashes on. But that's another don't.
That's another don't.
That needs to stop.
That needs to stop.
That's not good.
Okay. Tell us about this photo.
This young lady right here is also a prom girl. Very natural. She looks just the same. I just honestly did her grandmother was like watching me the whole time. She was like, nah, don't put too much on her. The whole time. And so honestly, I just used like a little powder on her, just kept her nice and natural. We did like a little pink nude lip on her eyes. I just added like a couple eyeshadows, just very neutral, like a soft brown, and then some mascara. And she was done. Like, just very natural. Like I said, her grandmother was watching me, so I didn't want to.
Grandmother was happy.
Yes. She was so pleased at the end, because like I said, she looks exactly
the same.
She
looks like her baby,
and she still looks young and innocent. So,
so no eyelashes, no bonnets.
No
eyelashes,
no bonnets.
Just no bonnets, because I'm afraid with the bonnets we'll get the little flower flip flops again.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
I just don't like it,
No.
and avoid wearing. Avoid confusing me with several hairstyles. Have several directions on one head.
It'd be nice.
Okay, it'd be nice.
Be nice.
Right, be nice. Just listen. Make a decision. We don't want to wear schizophrenic hair.
Right. Ask a stylist.
Ask a stylist.
It's easy.
That's why we're here.
We've got another photo.
Yeah, this young lady also just a young girl going to prom. We actually have fun with her lip. Her lip was basically her focus. I did like a kind of plum shade, like a berry on her eyes. We did a more gold in the inner part of her eye. I did more like a silver kind of frost. She's hydrated, like her skin, I gave her like a highlight to give her kind of a dewy finish to the skin, which is really nice. And as you can see, like she just looks more refreshed and, just more youthful, I feel like.
Yeah. And more natural.
More
and that's
natural.
the thing about makeup is to
natural.
play up
her features.
Right, play up your features, not to look like
overly done, but like you still want to be able to walk in the streets and not scare anyone. That's what you want.
Exactly.
That's what you want.
Okay, Andrea, let's have some tips from you.
Okay.
I thought about feet and nails, but I figured that would scare the people with before and after, so figured we just talk about them.
Well, I could have done a few of my clients. Actually, my clients, I have great clients.
Okay.
And they keep their feet up for the most part. And yeah, I have cool clients. Like one of the ladies, she's had a few issues. And when I see certain things, I'll tell them, definitely go to a doctor. I am not a doctor. I can't diagnose anything. Go to a podiatrist. And if you need one, I know one. She's marvelous. Absolutely marvelous. And she'll take care of your issues if you have any. But it's good to go and get your feet professionally checked out. And I've told people, like, you might have a bunion or something. And what I've always been told, if it's not bothering you, don't bother it. But if you're feeling some pressure, definitely go to a podiatrist. But in the meantime, you can definitely come see me or somebody else who's in the profession who's going to care for your feet. Because there are some places they'll get you in, they'll take you off $25, and they give you a holler, and you'll be hollering later on. Sanitation is something people don't realize. Certain people do not sanitize. They're not only their tools, but the tubs that you're soaking. Some people like, well, you have the disposable things. Yeah, but people want to be pampered. If you're spending north of $35, you want to sit back and relax, and you want to feel those jets. And when I clean out a tub, I used as much water cleaning the tub out and disinfecting that I did doing the pedicure, and that's very important. If you kind of hang around or go in before time, see how they're sanitizing, because I've been told there are a few places where they take the towel, they spray something, they spray it on your feet, wipe the tub out, and they keep going. Somebody said, well, why does your pedicure cost so much? I said, I'm not going to send you out here, as Johnny would say, but the bunkers or the conkers on your feet. The implements need to be sanitized, and the water, if you see stuff floating around, and sometimes it's just dust from the air, but if you see chunks of something floating around in the wet sanitizer for the tools, run, Forrest, run. That's a no-no. But when it comes to your nails, some ladies don't like polish, they don't have time. Just keep them short and neat and clean. Cooking or washing dishes, scrub under them. Now, a great tool or trick in the trade is to push your cuticles. If you're in the tub or after the shower, push your cuticles back gently with your nails. That'll help stimulate growth, and that'll help keep them from being tight. A lip balm is another good trick, to take a little bit of it and just rub it around their cuticles to keep them soft, to keep them moisturized. Because a lot of people, when they get hangnails and they're splitting the skin, it's like a tug of war. Your nail grows out, and the skin, your cuticle lays on your nail plate. Your nail plate's going this way, the skin is going back this way, and then you get the breakage like in tug of war. That's the best way to explain that. So if you just gently push them back after your bath or washing the dishes, even though you should wear gloves, but I know a lot of ladies can't get the same feel, and by the time they've put the gloves on, they figure they'll be finished. Or gentlemen, because you gentlemen should be helping washing dishes.
That's right.
But that's one of the tricks to take care of your hands. And there's nothing wrong with getting a man getting a manicure. A lot of guys saying metrosexual. When I was growing up, the men I knew called it grooming. A well-groomed gentleman had his hands manicured. A lot of men like their nails buffed instead of polished. And there are a few men now who even do a no-chip, which is the gel polish, just to give it that high gloss shine. And there's nothing wrong with that. The more you take care of yourself, the better you'll feel. The better you feel, the better you'll treat everyone around you. So don't get mad if the brother wants a pedicure, he wants a manicure, even if he wants a massage, or he wants to go and get his hair shampooed, or wants to go and spend some time with a lady like this just to get some skincare tips.
Oh, yes.
Cleaning up his brows, because some men's eyebrows go all over the place, and they need a little help. There's nothing wrong with good grooming. Never.
Let's talk about men and their feet and getting out of the shower.
Okay, man, I know you think the rug is a drying agent and your socks is the backup. When you get out of the tub, take a towel and go in between each toe. If it's itching in between there, if you've got some funny looking flaky gray skin, that's more than likely athlete's foot. Your sock does not absorb the moisture from the tub, and you go out the door. No, dry your feet. And you want to know what that smell is? That's all that bacteria that you picked up from the wonderful rug. And I know your house is clean, but it's just germs, and there's bacteria everywhere. And sticking all that wet stuff in that shoe and sweating, especially if you're going to play ball, it just turns into a nightmare of a mess, and you're not going to enjoy it. Old-fashioned trick for men or women, but men, Crisco, white socks, go to bed.
Oh, yes, that works.
You'll be amazed what kind of moisturizing treatments that will be.
That's right.
It's old-fashioned, but it does work. But no, dry in between your toes. Your socks are not a dryer for your feet.
It's not a drying agent, you all. Now, we have entered in a place in our society where people think they can just do anything. That their hair, they can wear any hairstyle, any kind of makeup, and they can do anything on their nails. Do you notice a difference? Because I'm always talking about how to have a better life. What is the difference between the hairstyles, the makeup, and the nail polish between the successful clients you have, and what's the difference between the ones who are not successful?
Oh, that's a good question.
Yeah, very good.
Most professional women and men that go to get groomed is because they know they have somewhere to go.
Okay.
When you know you have somewhere that you really have to go, and you have a certain look, that you have to maintain, you strive a little harder to actually maintain that look. Whether most professional people come up with their own look, and after time evolve that look. Whether they're changing this or adding color or taking this out, or they do something different. Most of the people that aren't as successful change their hairstyle like they change profession. If that makes,
Okay, so
people
right,
that
right.
don't kind
So
of really have a direction.
This
or
month
really
I'll
where-
have hair down here. Next month it'll be here in red. Next month it'll be purple. Next month it might be pink and purple.
and sometimes, and that's fine if you're a creative soul. And that's
Or
the
if you have a
direction.
creative
Or if you have a
profession.
creative
Right.
profession, that's kind of expected of you to do that. But there are some people that when they're not, it's because sometimes they're still searching for a style. And that's when you get with a stylist, a makeup artist, someone that's going to help guide you into a direction of, okay, what do I, where am I at now? And then where do I want to go? Because that's going to lead you. What do they say? Fake it till you make it. And at least you look the par.
Right.
If you want that job, I mean, you can go in with a 4-foot, honey blonde beehive. It's not necessarily that you go get the job or fit the position detail. Like, I'm real professional. But you may not be carrying the style that's gonna actually get you to the next level. Okay. And it's not that you can't have it and do it on the weekends or when you go on vacation. For that job that you're looking for or the position that you're trying to fill, you may have to tone your creativity down.
Yes, you may have to only wear your Matador red on the weekend.
Yes.
One weekend out of the year, right?
One weekend out of the year.
Most definitely.
That's right. So what do you find in your profession?
You know what? For more of professional women tend to go more on the natural side of things for look, because it's safe. You can't go wrong with it. Like I said, just a neutral look there's nothing wrong with that. But like when you get into the glitter and you can't go to an interview with glitter on your eyes. Like that's just a no-go. Like
okay, no-go. No, if you have a job interview,
do that.
You cannot have glitter on your eyes
because they're gonna be looking at your eyes and not your resume. Like
glitter is for after 7.
Glitter is for after 7.
after 8. After 8.
After 8.
And there's nothing wrong with glitter, but it's a time and place for that. And it's not for interviews. It's not for a professional set. Like I said, nothing wrong with it, but like I said, it's a time and place for everything, and certain things you just cannot do.
Okay. And yeah.
Well, most of my clients are successful, thank goodness. That's why I'm still successful. But the thing, I think it's kind of, for nails, it's more of a personality-driven kind of thing. But the thing that I've noticed, like if I'm out, and I notice like a lot of younger girls or women that are achieving the success they say they want, but then you try to give them a tip like, well, perhaps if you cut your nails back and tone down your color, because like you said, depending on what you're doing, now if you're working in a jewelry store or something like that, and that can be a great, very lucrative career, nails should be shorter and an attractive color, but every nail a different color, and that's not a good look. That's not a good idea. But if you're doing something creative, then yeah, something wild and crazy may be the thing that you need, because people say, well, what do you do? Because it's interesting. When you see somebody with these crazy looking nails, it's like, well, what do you do? And then people tell them, because there's a TV show, and I noticed one of the hosts now, her nails are long, and she has all these dangles on them. And I'm like, and I'm sitting there as a nail tech like, how are you functioning? But then she's on a Hollywood set, so I'm like, well, she must have somebody to take those things off, because I tried just being a nail tech advertising early in my career, and they got away from me. So I don't understand how you think they're not going to get away from you and away for you. And then people are looking at your hands if you're moving and talking like I'm doing now. They're watching all this move around, and then you have a bunch of big hair, and you have this glitter makeup on, and they're going to like, okay, too much going on, clown.
Okay.
Right.
Okay. Okay. Too much going on. Right. Because you do need to know what the focus is.
Right.
Is what I discovered.
Yeah.
Even with jewelry and clothes, what's the focus? What am I looking at your hair or your nails? There's
Right.
I don't know what I don't know where to
at.
look.
Yeah.
You don't
So
want it to be a
consequently, I don't
distraction.
look.
Right.
Right. You don't look. You said too much going on over
Yeah.
there. Right.
Far
You
too
don't
much.
want your look to be a distraction from what you actually have to bring.
Right.
And that's sometimes where a lot of people, oh, well, I want to be creative, and that's fine. But then some people can't hear what you're saying because everything else is so loud.
Right. Right.
Everything else is so loud, it's distracting from actually what good information you may have.
Wow. Okay. Okay, I'm I've got to dismiss this image of the bonnet okay,
No
with the shoes and the 10-inch nails. It's like, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
And not less like, as you said, that's a profession in which you do. If it's something that you do, then it makes sense.
Or a personality, because I have a client, her nails are long, she loves them long, and that's her thing. That and lashes. When I met her, the lashes trend had gone, but she always wore lashes to the point when she took them, I'm like, what's wrong with you?
Yeah, are you okay? Yeah.
I'm thinking, I'm like,
Because
you
it
not
came a
feeling
part of her.
Because it came
Yeah,
a part
that's
of
who
them.
she
People,
is, yeah.
It's part of their personality, but the rest of her dress was conservative. And there's some people might do a wilder nail or something
Right.
kind of crazy
Right.
with their eyes, with their makeup, or their hair. They might run a streak or something through it, kind of funky, and that's just part of them. But you still, with their personality, will show you them. But yeah, the nails.
But they're not competing with
Yeah,
everything.
everything is
Right.
It's like I'm confused.
Okay. We've got another before and after.
Awesome.
Lauren.
Speaking of glitter, this young lady right here has a glittery gold eye, which is really fun. She was going to prom, and as you can see, she had a little discoloration going on with her skin, and so I evened her skin out. As you can see, just very natural, still nice and clean. But I did a little lighter under her eye to brighten it up, a little cheek. I have a lot of fun on her eyes. Like we did like a gold glitter and then like a black to kind of smoke it out to give it like that smoky glittery eye. And one main thing a lot of people don't realize, when you do one bold feature, you have to tone down another one. So in her case, we did a bold eye, so her lips are more subtle, more neutral. So that is her focus. So you can't do blue eyeshadow and a red lip at the same time, because I won't know what to look at.
Okay.
What about red? If you're gonna do red hair and hot pink lips?
Don't do it.
Don't do it. Don't do it.
And,
Don't
big,
do
and then
it.
the big eyes, and then the big lashes.
Don't do it.
Yeah,
Okay,
don't.
so in makeup, it's the same. You pick a feature.
Yeah,
and
you
that's
pick
what you
one
play
focus.
up. One
One
focus.
So if you're
And
more
then-
of an eye person, have fun with the eyes.
Okay.
Yeah, and then if you're more like a lips, you can do all shades of lips, but tone down the eyes. So more neutral colors on the eyes, and you can put any color you want on your lips.
Okay.
Yeah, really fun.
And that gives you that balance.
Balances you out.
Right, so that
Yeah.
people aren't distracted.
Right.
Exactly.
Okay.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, tell us what we're looking at here.
This lady right here is an older lady, but she's awesome. Like it was her birthday. She was going to her, I believe, 50th birthday. And so we did a little bit of a glam. She, as you can see, I did her eyebrows. She really didn't have any eyebrows. So we filled the brows in, gave her to frame the face. I do believe I did like something gold on her eyes, and then like a nice cheek. And then we did like a blushy kind of pink, which kind of brought her lips out a little bit more. But as you can see, she just looks more refreshed. Still looks like her, but just more enhanced. Yeah.
Now let's talk about the filling in the eyebrows.
There's different ways to do it, different products you can use to fill your brows in. If you have more of a thinner of a hair, I like to use like a cream, because a cream gives you more of that fuller brow. If you want a natural brow, powders are awesome. Like you can use eyeshadow, like a matte shadow. So meaning no shimmer, no frost. That's what matte is. So it's just flat.
Okay.
You can use that on your brows. Women of color, like I use like a darker brown to kind of match with the hair, because you want to use a color that goes with the hair. So if your hair is blonde, like bleach blonde, you don't want to have black brows. You want to put a little bit of a warm kind of color to your brow. And there's also pencils that you can use to fill your brows in if you like a more of a precise shape. Yeah, and then you get them groomed, waxed.
But there seems to be a trend that's lingering where they shave their brows off and paint them
I've
on.
seen a lot of or even tattoo.
Or tattoo them,
Yeah.
right.
Wow.
It's permanent. It's a permanent eyebrow.
Right.
I've seen a lot of my clients have gotten that done, and it's just because they just want brows and they want like that perfect shape every day. They don't have to fill it in. You just wake up and they have brows.
And they have brows. Okay, just wake up and they have
They
brows.
don't have to get them trimmed or waxed.
I had a client that did that because the hot flashes came, and when she would wipe, the whole eyebrow would be gone. So she
So a permanent.
she ended up tattooing them on because that it was just easier for for her exactly to actually have them because the makeup was. She couldn't do it anymore, so she just had to tattoo them on, and that is something that I always was concerned about.
It's kind of it's becoming trend, like you said. A lot of people are even doing eyeliner tattoo, like black eyeliner, which I just can't. Too close to the eye. But they want that permanent line to define their eyes every day. They don't have to worry about putting on eyeliner or They just want these features when they wake up. They want to wake up like this.
Yeah.
Okay.
Wake up flawless, huh? Okay,
Wake
girl.
up flawless.
Okay. Where do they do that?
Pain, though, but
Yeah, it's like that seems to be painful.
very
Yeah,
painful,
very.
especially the eye, like
Yeah.
eyeliner.
When you're doing nails and when people at home looking at their nails, what kinds of things should be a sign that they need to see somebody or go to the doctor?
Depending on the age, you get furrows and ridges where it's starting to dip in waves. Now, if you damaged your hand in any way, like smashed it in a door recently, and then you see a dent, what happens is down towards right behind the cuticle is called the matrix, and that's the beginning. And it gets nerve damage down there. You have some people have these issues and they don't remember, but for some reason, as we mature, it'll show up when they were from a kid. They slammed the door, nailed the car door, it fell off, it grew back fine, but now as they're older, the trauma is showing back up, and that could be stress related. I mean, just a myriad of things. But some people, as they age, they get ridges. I remember a lady telling me early in my career she had a dark black line, a little thin line. It was like almost like a thread, a hair. And the nail tech started noticing every few weeks it got a little wide and a little darker. And she said, I don't like this. This wasn't here before. And she's like, oh, girl, that's nothing. She said, no, I want you to go to the doctor. She insisted. She said, no, you're going to sit here and make this. Just after about 3-4 months, she sees this black line. She said, you're going to call and make an appointment. She goes to the doctor, and she discovered that she had cancer. And that's how, because your nails are the windows to your soul, just like you can look at your toenails. And some women will take off their polish and leave it off for the winter. And that's fine because for them, they want to give it a break for the color. And then sometimes you may need to just see what's going on with your health. If they've been feeling strangely or they've on a lot of medication, because medications will show up. And some of the side effects of the medication will show up in your nails, and it'll change them from making them you may have always had strong nails, they become brittle or they become dry. And that's where drinking your water comes in, because you need to help your kidneys flush through that medicine. And then there are different herbs and supplements you can always take. And there's one that will cover your hair, skin, and nails, because they're all made of the same tissue roughly. It's just the way the body makes up the chemicals that make up your hair, your skin, and your nails. So there's a few. I always suggest going to a health food store. Not one where they're fusing with some medicine, but actually where you can smell the herbs and there's an old lady in there, so it's like she's cooking up a pot or something. Go in those places, because those people are generally very knowledgeable, very passionate about what they do, and they can really give you a good direction. But something else, let's see, your nails. Yeah, trauma to the nails can show up at any time. I got a client once, she worked for the city, she dropped a stop sign on her toe. About 6 months later, I see this dark spot, and I'm like, "Girl, what did you do?" She said, "I haven't done anything." And it starts coming. I said, "It was nothing but bruised blood." And your toenails grow very slowly, so if you drop something on your foot, you may be 6 months to a year actually seeing the effect of it, and it may take even that much longer for it to grow out. Toenails, I don't know why they grow long. They grow slower, but your polish will stay on longer. You just have a regular polish instead of one of the power polishes, like a gel or When these now they have 7-day polishes that should not chip. Now, nothing is foolproof. Anything can and will break if you're this is a definite. We're going to leave this in 2013. Do not use your nails for a screwdriver. Do not use them for taking off price tags. Do not use opening up boxes. Carving out things, digging. No, they're tools. They're not tools, they're jewels. We're going to leave that in 2013. We will not bring that to 2015. We do not want to see that anymore. Stop opening pop cans with your nails because they're long enough. Sometimes you need something to go up under there. Go get a credit card, go get a business card, a butter knife. But no, your nails are not screwdrivers, people. They're nails.
Okay. Okay, so nails are not tools. Nails are jewels. Okay, remember that. But you know, it is really often tempting when you get that box and you just run your thumbnail down there, right? That is awful tempting. Yeah. And then you rub off the polish and you say, oh gosh. But
I have to tell on myself. Some people's nails split in layers because there's 3 layers to it. And you got when it's there and you just want to flip that off and it's kind of like a run on a pantyhose. You really can't make it go away. You can buff it out and smooth it out. But yeah, don't do that. That's a bad idea. And recently I've been doing, I'm like, what are you doing? I'm turning into a bad client.
Okay.
But there are certain things in the drugstores, inexpensive, like a 7-day grow kind of thing. You can put that on there and that'll help grow that out quickly because those do work.
Okay.
They'll grow them out quickly, and you'll see a difference. But don't run them. Don't do that. Even though it's fun and you're sitting there bored, play a video game or something on your phone. But don't run the nail under the nail, and take that off. That's not good.
Now, all of you ladies are professionals in what you do. So, would you recommend that when women and men too, because men need skin care and haircuts and everything, and they need to deal with some of them eyebrows, right? And get rid of ear hair. Men need all of that. And I know people think of that kind of care as expensive. So would you recommend that they contact you, work out a plan that fits in their budget? So that way, because care is not outside of what people can afford. People think it is, but it's not, because there's a lot of things you can show them that they could do at home too.
Right. I've always been you can home remedy something also, like you were saying with the Crisco on the feet, you know, those are some things. The biggest thing with hair is the same thing. Like now, weather's changing. So it's keeping the oil on it, keeping your hair moisturized so it's not as dry. I would always suggest getting with who your nail tech is, or who your esthetician is, your makeup artist, and formulating something that works for you. Whether you can come once a month or once every 2 weeks, but getting it into, it's a bill. And it's a bill, and if you have to go to work, you have to maintain yourself and look for, it's just a part of your job. It really is. A couple of times I've had clients that got into financial tights, jobs changing, layoffs, and a couple of them, look, girl, come on, you looking for a job, come in here. You can't go in there looking crazy. Look, don't go in that place telling them folks you know me with them hands and them feet looking like that. And generally that's the rapport you'll get by coming to somebody over the years. I'm not going to let somebody who's taking care of me for years in a way, and I can't give you a service now and then, or even say, well, okay, this is what your budget's doing. Well, like I had a client, she just loved acrylic. She didn't have to have it. I'm like, girl, we're going to take this off. You're going to come in here and get a manicure every 2 weeks, and you'll be fine. You sure? Positive. And in between here, and I gave her some remover and that cotton and stuff and say, here, you're going to take it off, put some clear on until you come back here. And she was pleased. And when she got back on track, I'm like, she decided she didn't want the acrylic, so she just became a once-a-week manicure girl. And she came like every 2 months for her pedicure instead of every about 2 or 3 weeks.
Okay.
And another time I've even offered, like, you pay for so many services, you can get one free. So people, when you're dealing with somebody who's a professional who cares about what it is they do and actually cares for their clients, you're just not, okay, yeah, I need her tooth, because see, now I got to pay this, I'm going to get this outfit. When you have somebody caring for you, or they're not speaking to you or talking to you, and then some people are quiet, but I know what's going on with your family.
It's a relationship.
I'm gonna ask you about your cousin.
Right.
I had one client, she was telling me this crazy story about this cousin who likes to go make different trips around. And I said, well, is she back out with the rest of us? Oh, girl, she done something. Oh, okay. You remember that? Girl, I remember that story. It was funny. And you just kind of get a camaraderie, and you want to take care of them because they're helping take care of you. They're paying for a service, but I can't be there without them. So talk to the people. You never know what people are willing to do if they're running a promotion. Don't stop going and asking people for specials. I'm special. What I do is special. These ladies are special. What they do is special. Don't go in there asking for a special. Don't do that. If someone's running a promotion, they will tell you this is what's available.
Right. And I know that the special and promotion is just a bad approach, because it looks like you're trying to get something for nothing. Just say, this is what I can afford for personal care. So how can we work with this? And I have found that people are really responsive to that.
Anyone that's willing, that they know they need this service, even though it's a luxury, if they know that they need this and they want to come to you, it's an honor for you as being the professional to want to take that on, because that is someone that once their life changes over and they do start to progress and they're gonna take you with them, and that's the relationship you want.
Right. Well, we have come to the end of our time. So, I was just thinking it would be really nice to have a screen go up where we can say, okay, we're going to recap our top 10 rules. So we're going to do it really quickly though, okay, because we don't have a screen, right? Don't do blue eyeshadow and red lips at the same time. Pick a focus on your face, ladies. Pick a focus, stick with that, and then do neutral and downplay the rest of the part, right? Okay. Eyebrows, figure it out, all right? If it's thin, if you have thin lashes, use
frame your face.
Frame your face, and that shiny stuff we do up here, that's over. Leave that in this year, okay? Guys and ladies, dry between your toes, please, okay? The towel and the rug and your socks are not drying agents, and nails are not tools, okay? So, and don't eat them. They have no nutritional value. Okay, just don't do that. Okay, they have professionals that will take care of that. And the hair, make a decision. Pick a team. Okay, let's don't have schizophrenic hair. No 3 hairstyles going over here. And be sure that your look is appropriate for whatever you're doing at that moment. So if you're going to look for the new job or you expect a promotion, let's drop the beehive hairdo with the matador red and the multicolor fingernail and the glitter on the eyes. Okay, did I sum it up?
Yes. And no bonnets.
No bonnets. Okay, so no bonnets. So that's right. We got that. Okay. Remember to have fun though. I mean, on vacations, be a little daring. Take if you're going out partying, that's a different style, a different hairdo, and we can cover on the next show how to go from day to night. So this doesn't have to be something that's just kind of stuffy. And if you got add a little personality, but don't add all of your personality at one time. Okay. Now, I want to thank you, Edria, for joining me again.
Thank you.
I want to thank you for being there for me through all of my nail color boo-boos, okay? I tell you. Thank you, Lauren, for making sure that I had some balance here, okay? She works with me in my red lipstick. I love red lipstick. When I don't wear red lipstick, people call and ask what's wrong with me. So I have gotta have red lipstick. And thank you, Danielle. Danielle has guided me through many a workout, okay? And I think my hair knows when it's Thursday. Okay. People I work with say, "Are you get your hair done today?"
Right.
It's Thursday, right? I said, y'all are wrong for that.
Right.
So,
thank you.
For the listeners at home and the viewers at home, I want to thank you for joining us again for this very fun session of Glam Inside and Out. Now, I neglected to do a little bit of housekeeping at the beginning. I want to thank you all for attending, all of you who attended my conference, Ignite Your Inner Millionaire. We had an absolute blast. We had
Yes,
a
we
great
did.
time.
Yes,
As a
yes.
matter of fact, you two
Yes.
ladies were there too.
Yes.
So what
Yes.
was one of your favorite parts, real quick?
The lighting of the fire and extinguishing all of
Yeah.
your
The flash paper
the flash
stuff.
paper, yes,
paper was
getting rid of
wonderful.
all of the toxic things in your life, getting rid of it and
I
starting
think
over.
seeing the people have breakthroughs.
Yeah.
One lady was breaking down, and I was like, oh, she's really having a breakthrough. And she said she felt lighter, and you could see her lift when she came out of there.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's the hard clue. Okay,
Yes.
so flash paper was a good deal. As a matter of fact, that means that next time you'll have to go to the next conference if you want to know the flash paper. I want to remind you that life is all that you put into it, and it is definitely too short to drink cheap champagne. I want you to dream big. I want you to dream even bigger in 2015, and I want you to live the life that you dream about. I'm Stephanie Wilson-Coleman, the Empowerment Doctor, and as usual, it has been a blast. So as I say good night, I want you to remember to let the God times roll.
Nothing in life stays the same. Tomorrow's gonna bring a change. The message remains the same.